Okay, so let's review the slope of a line. So consider the following picture in the xy plane. And let's draw a line that may look something like this. Say the equation of a line, if you remember, is y equals mx plus b, where m and b are constant. Let's take 2 points on this line. When x equals 0, m times 0 is equal to 0, and so y is simply equal to b. Let's take any other x value along the x-axis and take the corresponding point on the line. Well, for any given x, y is mx plus b. So the corresponding y value is mx plus b. If you remember, the slope of a line is the change in y over the change in x. So what is the change in y? And how do we denote it? We use, if you remember, a little triangle symbol. And this little triangle is called delta, and it means change. And we have a change along the y-axis, so it's a change in the y direction. Well, it is, of course, the larger y value, mx plus b, minus the smaller y value, b. Right? So the greater y value minus the smaller y value gives you the change in the y direction. But mx plus b minus b is just mx. What about the change in x? Well, this will be denoted by delta x, and it is a change along the x-axis, and so it is the greater x value, x, minus the smaller x value, 0, but x minus 0 is just x. So we can find the slope now. The slope is the change in y, delta y, over the change in x, delta x. Well, the change in y is mx. The change in x is simply x. We have a common factor of x on top and on the bottom, so we can cancel it, and we're left with quite simply m. So hopefully this looks familiar. The equation of a line y equals mx plus b, and the multiple of x is the slope. So that's the slope algebraically, the change in y over the change in x. The question is, geometrically, what does the slope measure? Let's consider the following picture. So again, let's draw the xy plane. Take the first line, y equals x. So here the multiple of x is 1, so the slope is equal to 1. Take y equals 2x. Well, the multiple of x is 2, and so m equals 2. Let's take a third line, y equals 3x. So the multiple of x is 3, and so the slope of this line equals 3. So what do you observe here? Well, the slope is positive for each line, and each line is increasing, right? As x increases, so does y. So if you have a line of positive slope, the line is increasing, and as you go from 1 to 3, well, the line becomes steeper and steeper and steeper. So the greater the slope, the steeper the line is. And now you may ask, well, what if the slope is negative? Well, the greater the slope is negatively, the steeper the line is. The only difference, the line is decreasing. And that's what the slope measures.